Okay, I go with that.
We are with this. And before we start the tour, I would like you all read this sign.
That's amazing.
About
100 years ago.
Hakone Garden, not Japanese.
Okay, is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to just stand on this side.
Can you stay on the shade?
Sure. This is at the entrance that says Hakone Gardens. And there are 4 gardens here. We'll visit all of them. They are Zen Garden, Strolling Pond Garden, Tea Garden, and Bamboo Garden. And the tour takes about 1 hour. And I would like to give you a brief history of Hakone Gardens. In 1915, there was a Panama Pacific International Exhibition in San Francisco, and that was mainly to showcase San Francisco's recovery from the big earthquake. And in that exhibition, there was tea garden. And Mr. and Mrs. Isabel Stein of San Francisco, they had lifelong interest in Japan, and they saw the Japanese garden and they really liked it. And Mrs. Isabel Stein, Mr. and Mrs. Ori first. Mrs. Isabel Stein, she decided that she wanted to have a Japanese garden of her own private one. So after that, she went to Japan and stayed there for about 6 months, visiting many places, talking to many people, collecting her own ideas for her own Japanese garden. And when she came back, the family purchased this place. So that was about 18 acres. And they named the place Hakone Gardens. Now, Hakone is a name of a famous city in Japan. It's a very mountainous area, very famous resort area with hot springs, good hot springs. And this location reminded her of Hakone that she visited, so she named this place Hakone Gardens. So 1917, they built, the place that you are in is called Lower House, and there is another building up high that's called Upper House. That building you cannot see behind this bungalows, and that was built in 1917. In 1918, they built the main where you are in. And in 1932, they sold the house to the person called Major Tilden. Major Tilden's family kept this place for about 30 years, and then sold this place to a partnership of 6 local families. And in 1961, they purchased, and 1966, they sold this place to sell it to the city.
Oh.
So the city owns this property now. It's open to public. This place is used for many occasions. We have festivals, various festivals, and corporate events, weddings, and memorials, birthdays, and things like that. So I would like to start the tour from there. So when you look at them, you can see.
How can you tell? No.
And the wood they use much more delicate. Yeah. On this side, the wood.
The fence is different.
Bamboo is bigger. You know.
That's female.
That's female. And this is
We're down.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
this gate is called Bukemon. Buke means samurai house. Here is a house. Who is like a warrior. Samurai house. That was built by Major Tilden. And so the central opening area that's used for daily traffic. Saratoga City bought this place. They removed all the bedrooms
Oh.
and the fireplace and added 2 tatami rooms where you have a tea ceremony and the one reception room. But it incorporates some of Japanese architectural style. For example, this porch section is called Engawa. And old days, because a lot of Japanese houses are more Western style, but in old days, most Japanese houses had what's called Engawa. And Japan is a very, very small country, maybe like the size of California. And 60 to 70% of that is mountains and not habitable. And there are maybe 130 million people living there, so houses are really tiny. And so Japanese houses are very tiny, and those old days, a lot of them were farmers. So they want exactly, clean. And so instead of like inviting them into the house, they would just sit here and chat, for social occasions. And Japan is also very, very humid. And so they try to have crossbreeds. So this is like a shoji screen over here, you can see. Shoji screen. That white thing is rice paper. And during the year, the rice paper get yellowed from the sun and torn. It's easy to tear that. So at the end of the year, many families, they change the paper. I used to do that too when I was little. You take off that paper completely and you clean the frames. And those days we used, you can use regular glue, but we used like paste, make a paste from rice, cooked rice, and we use that as a paste. And so that allows close breeze, And this is called amado, means a rain door. And that's usually open during the day, because Japan gets very rainy, like particularly in June, they have like a monsoon season, it rains every day. So they close this and protect the wood, but also like in Japan, they use tatami inside, tatami, straw mat, and it's no good if you get wet from the rain. So this like extra space protects tatami from getting wet from the rain. Shut off the light. So this is one of the gardens, 4 gardens, called the Zen Garden. And have you ever had a Zen? Yeah. So native garden. It usually doesn't have any water or flowers.
Oh, no water.
It's called a dry garden because there is no water feature.
Not even there?
No, this is just separate. So this is just Zen garden. Oh, here, okay, yeah, no water.
No water?
No. So these pebbles, they represent the waves in the ocean, and the rocks, islands, and green moss, that's coastal line. And in the morning, a monk will come out and rake these pebbles, make patterns, and every day it's different. It's just like ever changing patterns of the waves. And then like they will sit in front of the garden and meditate. And they can imagine or conjure up anything out of this garden, whatever they want. So that's Zen Garden. And then next we'll go to that building, and it is locked, but you can peek inside. There are pictures of weddings, we call it CEC. That stands for Cultural Exchange Center.
Cultural
And
exchange center.
this building, although the wood is completely
There's a samurai knife in
the
there.
design of the
So,
house used to be a tea merchant house hundreds of years ago. And in Japan, those days, like the merchant, the family above the shop, sort of.
But there's a samurai
In the back. Living quarters
armor.
was in the back. And they donated that.
We're heading uphill now to the other building. There's mom down there.
He was in a really bad shape that needed to be redone. But, you know, they did a really beautiful job. So from here, everything is really lined up. And it was a very beautiful job. It's beautiful. But those plants from the house. I'm so cold because from here, from the deck, you could see the changing moon of that obstruction from the trees. In Japanese culture, there are many stories and poems and games and celebrations in relation to the moon. And the Japanese calendar used to be lunar calendar, then I use solar calendar. But Japanese months, like moon, first month is, well, it's pronounced getsu, or that's getsu either way. So first, January is first moon, February is second moon, and December is 12th moon. So they built this house initially without any nails or glue. Now, you know, they had to use nails to reinforce the structure because it's getting old. What they used what's called a charcoalization technique, and they smoked the wood before they built it, and also brushed with wire brush. Here you can see. So from day one, the building looked old. It's like it's been here for many years. Didn't look new from the very beginning. That's the style they wanted. So I would like to talk a little bit about the upper house before we go and see, because it's difficult to talk once you go up there. So they have tatami rooms. Do you know tatami? Tatami, yes. Tatami is straw mat. That's what they use in Japan, in Japanese houses. Many times now, like, it's not as popular anymore, so they use like Western floor now, hardwood floor, and they have maybe one tatami room, something like that. And so in Japan, the way to measure the size of the room is by saying how many tatami mats are there, because tatami mat is a standard size. So if you say 8 tatami mats, people know immediately how big the room is. They don't go by 10 by 12 or something like that. Although I think like the newer tatami is smaller. So when they say 8 tatami, it's like a smaller room.
And made of plastic?
No.
That not yet.
So, have you seen the movie The Memoir of Geisha?
Yeah.
So some of the scenes in the movie were filmed in here.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So, when you look at the tatamis, some look old and some look new. Old ones are more discolored, like more like brownish color. So what happened was when the film crew came and used, very, very strong light, it kind of scorched the
Oh, wow.
mats. So they replaced
Start a
them.
fire.
So those ones are new.
Oh.
Newer ones, but the ones that are replaced by them. And then in 1924, there was opera, Madame Butterfly opera performance here by San Francisco Opera.
Wow.
Because Mrs. Isabel Stein was heavily involved in San Francisco Opera. And then in 1997, Madame Butterfly, the story of Madame Butterfly is a fiction, but there was lady nicknamed Madame Butterfly in old days, and she was married to a foreigner, and she was a society lady who liked to wear a lot of clothing with butterfly motif. So she was nicknamed Madame Butterfly. And all right, she was at that time like 90-some years old. And in 1997, Hakone located her and invited her as an honored guest. And there was another performance of Butterfly by San Jose Opera.
Oh.
So you have the please be careful. I'm going there next Monday. Yes, you can.
Saturday I go to a lot of them. But the Capitol is down the island and it's right next to the ocean.
Look at the size of the koi.
Group's gonna go this way.
Look at how big they are.
We're going this way.
Oh, you're going that way?
Yeah,
We saw you. I wanted to go over there, then I saw your group.
Come on.
Oh, wonder it's so noisy.
Come on.
You've got two groups here.
Bye.
You can see it. There, the picture.
This way, this way, this way.
Bye.
Bye. Bye and bye. Bye and bye.
Bye bye.
I have there's so many different
Square bamboo, square.
Here are some
different kinds
samples of bamboo. Bamboo tree, you can see how different they are. So they are more than like 15
You're supposed to go that way.
species of bamboo, and these are just small samples.
You guys are supposed to go that way.
That's not natural. What they do is they put a wire frame or frame.
You guys are supposed to go that way. Join the other group now. You're supposed to go with that guy. See you later.
Yeah.
What does those characters say on the wall? I don't know what it says.
What's the name of
The crane.
Tatami?
Tatami.
Tatami. So you can see some are more brown and light ones. Lighter color is a newer tatami. Yeah. Good. They should have replaced all over there, so they would look very uniform, right?
Look at the size of them. It's huge. And there's a turtle over there.
So this is the main garden. And the shape of
The corners are better for
they are prey to big birds, herons, things like that. And they used to catch smaller fish, but these big ones are way too big for them. So that's why you tend to see a lot of bigger fish here. And for many years, like Hakone didn't succeed in breeding koi. The baby koi basically those like they lay eggs on like water grass, and the turtles they would eat water grass. Yeah, so they had to ship a lot of turtles to another place. Um, and after that they succeeded at breeding. But now there's so many. Like you can see the little ones, the colored ones. When they're really small, tiny little baby, they tend to stay over that way. But then when they become a little bigger, I guess. I have never seen so many collies here. Wow, they're multiplying.
Yeah, they think you have snacks.
Yeah. I carry koi seed in my mouth.
Oh, it knows.
But they try not to overfeed so that they limit the number of sharks they sell.
Oh, they know you. They know your voice.
I mean, look, this is huge. So if you like, isn't it taking up all the space? Just a little bit.
They're different kinds. I'm wondering if
Yeah, they get so excited. Hey, would you like to see Koi? Sure. Look at here. Yeah. Hey.
Watching film.
Hey.
Whoa. Whoa, they come onto the land.
kids.
Oh!
It came right up from
I
underneath.
know right there, they came on too short to eat it. The babies one, how do they catch up with the...
Oh, wow.
I know, it came on too. Who went by the...
Go get it. There you go. Almost gonna come for the little ones. Oh, yeah. Yes, even as far as you go away. I know, they like me.
The big black one.
Here. A daughter and granddaughter in Texas last night.
It's the platform.
Pretty with a blue on it, isn't it?
What?
It's a pretty one, right?
Oh, yeah, great. Oh, you came right on.
Oh, look at that one.
There's a baby.
So we got it. We got the list. Okay.
Wow, it came out of the water. Here's the baby one. Here's the baby. Look at that baby.
To take off those weaponry during the day was unthinkable. They only did that at night, when they slept or at home. But like for them to take off those things was to indicate now they stop thinking about outside the world, and now they are prepared to have more inner peace. And there are four important concepts of tea ceremony, and one is respect, one is peace, one is harmony, and one is purity. So I don't know if you washed your hands, ceremonial washing before the tea ceremony. They had a tsukubai. Tsukubai is where that like a bamboo was cut in half and the water.
Bamboo can prevent much
So
like
runny
that's something
bamboo,
I
if
don't
you
know.
plant it, like it's very difficult to contain it. They spread like crazy. And so if you
And broke the
plant
fence too.
up,
That's what happened in our backyard.
that's runny bamboo, and more than two, it's called cramping bamboo. Cramping bamboo stays in one way bamboo for your house, depending on your purpose. You have to be careful which one to choose. So also bamboo has, I don't know if you have seen that, but bamboo flowers once in lifetime, only once. And the cycle is about 100 to 120 years.
Whoa.
So it's not very common sight. And
I didn't know they have flowers.
so one a particular species, for example, no matter where they are planted, they bloom at the same time. And once the bamboo blooms, it uses all its energy for blooming and rotting. So this looks like they so I guess it's one of them.